G'day mates, and welcome back to Season 2 of Unreal World. It's been a long time since I last played this, so hopefully I've got everything working this time. It did take a little bit of effort to get going, but I think I have it all sorted. I'm effectively recording my entire screen, and I will be doing a bit of cropping and whatnot in editing to make it look much better, so hopefully things are going to work this time. Either way, I've had a few people calling on me the last couple of years actually to go back and do a second season of this one, so we're back in, but rather than do a regular playthrough, I've decided that we're going to do a little bit of modding here. I've only got 3 mods installed, just something nice and basic to kick me off. So I've got the Honey and Mead Brewing by Privateer on the forums. I've got the Unreal World Self-Sufficiency mod by Kathan, and I've got Jaredonian's Character Models, which is purely a cosmetic one. So we can go in and create a character, and we'll be able to see a nice couple of cosmetic images there for the people. This one is going to be... what's this one going to be? Let's get a name for this person. It's going to be male because I've replaced the male model with something nice looking. Let's call this one... I have no idea. I probably should have thought about this beforehand. Let's think about that. Alrighty, and I'm back. Finally had to go and Google that one, and I found what's called Inari. I don't know if that's ancient or modern or whatever, but it's named after Lake Inari in Finland. I do like that as well, because Inari is also my favourite type of Japanese sushi, so a bit of a play on word there. So I've got Inari, and we're going to do I'm going to go Seal Tribe with this one. Now I do like the Seal Tribe. Let's pull up the information on them, just have a quick look at them. They live very far on the northwest coast of the Unreal World, which is sort of up towards Sweden, almost the border with Sweden and Norway, if this was the real world. They have reindeer herds, and they have pretty terrible skills for the most part. They're good at fishing, maybe some hunting, that's about it. So I'm going to go male, because that is the character model I've got. And for portrait, I think I went Sammy... oh no, I did female last time, didn't I? And we'll go that guy. He looks suitably cold, which is what we're going to be doing. Now, I like to start in spring simply because it gives us the entire year going forward. It is a reasonably difficult start though, because especially up north, it's going to be very cold. So let's have a look here. We've got decent intelligence, moderate will. Most of our sort of senses are high, but our strength, endurance, dexterity and agility are very low. So I'm going to re-roll that a little bit, and I'm going to keep going until I find something that I like. Decent character, but terrible endurance. Really is just terrible endurance. So, not something I want there. Bit better. Goodwill, moderate intelligence, weak strength, so carrying stuff will be low. My dexterity is incredible though. Speed and eyesight a bit low. Look, I like that, but I think I'll keep going a little bit. That character actually looks much better all over. I think his intelligence bumped down slightly. His eyesight hasn't improved, but everything else is pretty good. So poor eyesight, or average eyesight, average intelligence, but this guy is pretty strong, built like an ox. So I'm going to take him. He's only 90 pounds or 40 kilos. This guy is a tiny little fella, but he's short, skinny, and strong. Wait, that doesn't make sense. How can you weigh 40 kilos? Jesus, this guy is tiny. Either way, blood staunching prayer, good for doing some physician stuff, and sacrifice is, what does it actually do? So you sacrifice some cuts of meat, and it makes the spirits happy. Now I don't actually know if the spirits do anything in this game, but whatever, they're the 2 that we've got. Now we have a look at the skills here, and we see why this is such a poor choice overall. They got very good ritual, which is not hugely helpful, but I suppose it does at least do something in the game. I definitely wouldn't want to bump it up though. Good fishing, and goodish height working. He's not poor at physician, and weather law is useless. Decent skiing, decent stealth. Climbing's not worth much to me. That's my phone going off. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. It's always the way you get phone calls when you don't need them. As I was saying, we're going through some of the good skills that they've got. The problem is, a lot of the skills I like are bad. Herb lore I like, but that's acceptable. 26 I've had worse. Building is very low, and building is a time-consuming task. Agriculture is 0. which is not very good because I'd like to do some agriculture perhaps someday. It's always fun to do that. Timbercraft, a very, very important one, used in a lot of things. Very low here. Trapping, probably the most reliable source of food in the entire game outside fishing, is at 0% as well, which is terrible. And carpentry, reasonably low. Swimming, not useful, but that's very low. Can't use a shield, can't use a sword, can't use an axe, can't use a flail, can't use a crossbow. Relatively low with a bow. But, I mean, we do have good spear skills, so perhaps we can get some success with javelins or something. What I will do is I'm going to bump up my bow skill by 1. I'm going to... Unfortunately, dodge can't be bumped up. That's relatively low. Stealth, I'd like to get a little bit higher as well. Being able to sneak right up on someone is very important. I would like to get trapping up marginally. 12 is not much, but it will do for now. What have I got? I've got 2 more options remaining, as you can see down in the bottom right and down here. Timbercraft would be handy because that's all cutting down trees and whatnot. Hideworking is probably more valuable to get up because it's so difficult to raise. And I'm inclined to actually go fishing here. Fishing is going to help us survive early on, and there's nothing else that really is going to get a huge boost. So I could put a little bit into building, but 12 and 24% or whatever it boosts me up to is not going to be a huge amount. Carpentry could be handy because it's a pain in the ass to train as well. It takes a lot of wood and a lot of time. But then Timbercraft would probably be a more important one, but that may grow quite quickly. If you have a look over here to the right, you'll see it's got 3 stars, 3 asterisks, which means I will learn this one a lot quicker based on my skills. So my character has just a low multiplier, so these northern peoples are not typically good at Timbercraft, but this guy is smart enough and strong enough, has the right skill level that he can actually learn quite quickly. Whereas, say, carpentry, he's less likely to learn that as quickly. We've got no 1s though, so we are pretty good. We're pretty good, a well-statted character. But I'm thinking fishing is going to be the one to go for. And so we've used all our options. Let's go in. So this is the Unreal world that we're going to be in. Now, a couple of the mods that I've got will give me a big boost for like mead and stuff like that, getting near the center of the world, because that's where you find a lot of beehives. We're less likely to find them up here. I do, however, want to start in, let's turn on the cultural things. I do want to start within the cultural regions of my character, which is this one we're currently in, this dark grey sort of color. So let's press H a few times. Yeah, up near the coast might be nice. I like that start there. So there's a couple of people near us. We can go further north, and then we can go much, much further east. I think we're going to start, let's have a look. Yeah, can't see any rivers or anything, but there might be something good there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Head up and have a look. No, it looks like there's no rivers at all. So you can see here the rivers and a little couple of settlements of the people to the south of us. Where we are, there is nothing at all. They look like a couple little huts maybe here to the south of us. I'm not sure. They could just be graphical glitches or caves or something, but they look like they could be little villages or something. These people don't have much here. Little homesteads maybe. But we can run up to the coast up to the north. We've got a couple of mountains here. A nice big lake down to the south. I think this is going to be a nice place to go. I'm not sure what this is. This might be marshland or something. Either way, I think we're in a good location. This is where we're going to go. Let's head on in to the Unreal world. Now, I could pick one of these here, give me a little bit of a bonus or a boost. Agriculture would be silly. These two, or that one, would be a bit difficult. This one here might be useful. I do like the idea of having a four-legged companion. It does mean I'll need to feed them, which could be a problem. But it is culture specific, so I may start off with a puppy dog or a reindeer or something like that. Trap fence, no. Fisherman, again, kind of useful, but a bit of an easy cheating one. That one is pretty tough. Lonely settler, I did last time. Runaway slave is one of my favourites because I had my best ever game with that. Managed to wipe out an entire Nerpez camp, somehow survive, and made it my own. So I had a whole big set of buildings set up with a little well and everything. I think the Unreal world. Now let's go this bottom one. Not all who wander are lost. I do like the idea of starting with an animal. and it will allow us to be more nomadic if that's what we end up deciding to do. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to read that. Just press the K button on your keyboard to pause YouTube and have a read, because we're going to head in. And yeah, game was scarce in the area. Some of my animals. So we have one animal. We're not going to bother with any of these. We're going to go straight in raw to the Unreal World. No tutorials. Let's get in and have a look. Yep, got all this, thank you. Yep, that's the same one we picked. I don't know why it pops up twice, but here we are. We are... Holy Jesus. Okay, I don't think I properly read... I don't think I properly read what that story was. Looks like our home has just been burnt down and our father or mother or someone is dead. We have a leash. Is the reindeer already leashed to us? I'm not sure. Let's try moving backwards and seeing if it follows us. Yeah, so the reindeer is leashed to us. That's good to know. Wow, I got to learn the keys as well here. Let's have a look to our right. Okay, we got a few good things here. Let's actually pick everything up at this point. Fox fur, shovel. We got a fishing rod, excellent. So a bit of food. That is our person. We're not going to cut them up or do anything with them. But I will pick up all this stuff here. We're going to be pretty much overloaded, I think. But let's have a quick look around and see if there's anything interesting that we could do here. No, I think we've pretty much destroyed our entire property. Reindeer's not carrying anything. Huh. Okay, well, let's see what we've currently got. We've got a northern knife, a fine trident, a small trident. Probably trade one of these away, but good for fishing. Fisher's knife is... What does it actually do? Preparing fish as opposed to killing reindeer and hide working and stuff like that. Okay, we'll have to do a couple of things and figure out which one's better there. Currently wearing, we've got rough fur footwear, woolen trousers, fur shirt and a fur overcoat, so we're very well equipped, which is great. Leather boots, a few other things that we can use here and cut up. We've got a drinking skin, Arctic fox fur, which we can use for trading. We've got our reindeer, of course, with a rope to tie it up. Wooden shovel, which is not particularly good, but better than nothing. Fishing rod and a tiny little bit of food here. Okay, things are... Wow, things are pretty bad. So our people have been wiped out. Our other parents appear to be missing. We've only got the one. Only the one dead person. So our mother and or father didn't actually check what body that was. So we're off in the middle of nowhere. Let's have a quick look at where we are in the world. We are not very good. Now, I don't particularly like the way this game does this. Not knowing the area where you live is pretty weak for a... We're supposed to be a 16-year-old, I think. It doesn't actually say our age somewhere. We're meant to be a 16-year-old person who's growing up here, lived this entire thing. So what I'm going to do in between episodes is actually play around with the files a little bit in the background and reveal the area. Downside is it will reveal the entire game map, which we wouldn't really have the knowledge of, but I won't metagame too much. I'll use the knowledge of this area I have around me and focus on that. You know, this is going to be the end of our setting up episode. I've been Blxz. This has been the Season 2 of the Unreal World. Inari, the Seal Tribe, has just had his family and home destroyed. He has one surviving animal. He's got a couple of tools and things he managed to scavenge from the burnt down house, and everything else has been destroyed. He's off into the wilderness on his own. Let's see how we can survive, if we get very far at all. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time.